Everything is the population of the Bagisu and the population of the Acholis. Reducing by great numbers. Yeah, in 10 years. Every person would actually question, how did it reduce? Did these people stop producing? Did these people die?
Were they attacked
are they getting extinct? Because those are questions which will come. But UBOS was quick to give a response and say, hey, it was just a mismatch. Figures, the figures which were supposed to be for the Langis were given to this one. All that analogy. But of course, very many people would question how it took all that time for them not to realize those errors. But if you're engaged in issues of editing, you'll be in position to know that you can easily make a very silly error. I remember there is a time when Bembela Elakut was editing in the New Vision, and he made a headline. Headlines in the newspapers just take few words and contain few words. That Amin reps Nyerere. You see?
That was a headline.
His intention was to say rap. To include rap. But now E came in between P and S. Yeah? So it changed everything. In the morning, when you hear Laku talk, how Amin's bodyguards came to the office in the morning, visiting him, they told him, what is this? He could not imagine what he had previously edited. Yeah? Because imagine, it has gone viral, the distribution has taken place. The meaning has changed. It has changed, but it was rapping means in the journalism dialect or description, it could mean maybe a devices or directs, maybe
just a conversation
or
of
just
authority.
A conversation of authority. But now, imagine. So if you're an editor, you'll get to know how errors slip your fingers. Yeah, sometimes. And of course, people will question, all these people, where were you? Yeah? But it's unfortunate that it will slip, but you'll have no explanation. You'll feel like you just want to disappear. And the engagement between you and the people will not be of any sense again, because how will you collect all people across the country and you begin telling them, pumping, as if you want to pick all the papers back and take to burn, but you cannot, you see. So that is the pain in making a mistake go viral. And it could be another, it could be an eye-opener to UBOS to always maybe get an independent eye. Yeah, may not be within them UBOS, but could be an independent eye to look into the report in details before publishing. Yeah, but I want to thank, UBOS has done tremendously good in the way they have handled these issues. After seeing an error, that's what you needed to quickly do. You need to pull down the report and explain to people, give those explanations. Can you imagine that in those reports, earlier reports, even the figures of 2014 were jeopardized, even 2024. So there was a sort of a mix.
What are they going to tell us now? What are they going to give us new figures, and how accurate will those figures be? Because everything is just going to be again guesswork.
Yeah, they have already given. They have actually published actual figures.
No, those are not actual figures. Those are presumed figures.
Okay, that's what I say. You cannot easily clean in the people's minds. If a mess has gone, it's very difficult for you to pull back and make them believe what you're talking about is true. And whether UBOS wants to talk about what, you remember you're few in the PR department, and whatever you send, people will be commenting. People will be commenting, referring back. So it's quite difficult. So what they are doing is trying to play damage control, but it's already damage that has gone out. But now, of course, when IGG comes in, it's mandatory for this is a government body mandated to check into every ingredient of possible fraud, possible forgery, possible, it is illegal. I mean, it is legal, and it's good for them to get engaged, as they are saying. But of course, it cannot give us to presume that maybe it's because the UBOS is wrong. That's why they investigated. That's a funny thing with us, Uganda.
Usually, we all know a saying that Mama Puru Puru, their name Mami no.
Yeah.
So there's something somewhere that has sparked the investigation.
Yeah.
So we want the investigation to continue. But I think, to me, we've just wasted money as a country for doing this census altogether, because the results, however much they have pulled them down and then republished what they are saying are actual results now, I don't think those are actual results that portray the population of Uganda currently. Maybe my thinking was, if government had thought for a while, we have the LC1 chairpersons, and then these results, I mean, every LC would have counted the Ketu
Grace, you have never faced the pain of getting data from LOC1. One,
how hard
is
it?
It's not very hard. It looks very simple, actually, to get data from LOC1, but the quality you get from an LOC1 describes votes, describes inflation of numbers. And it's characterized by what we have always tried to do. I mean, in terms of data collection when it comes to disaster issues.
Like
you'll be given numbers of a village which are equivalent to a sub-county. And
you know what has brought that? I guess it's because it's from the figures that government allocates resources.
Yeah. And of course, that is the key ingredient or key importance of census. One, it's the resource allocation. The other one is on planning issues. And first, specifically planning. Planning is bigger, wide.
Because before you allocate, you need to plan.
You need to plan. Yeah. So it's a wider thing. But the greatest forgery office that you would engage in data collection is the LOC1 office. You'll get figures in a parish. You'll get data of numbers equivalent to the people in the district. You don't imagine where have we produced from. So I think it was better for UBOS to, but also, of course, using those gadgets which UBOS used. Some of our LOC1s are not so that. May not be important to use. And I think UBOS has to swallow it, but it is also a learning lesson for other continuing coming censuses, for it to make it so robust, so clean in their image. And I think they need to focus more on utilizing this information. Right now, it may be so difficult for them to convince people to accept the results. But, of course, it is government institutions which use these figures for planning. It's NGOs that use these figures for planning. So what is key for them is to furnish every detail in this particular report, such that it does not affect the end consumer of this particular data, because the final consumers of this data are still the locals.
That's true.
Yeah. So the planning authorities, I believe they may not critique it more, but the critiquing people are the final consumers right now of that data. Yeah.
Because if when resources are located and the numbers were not actual, and what is allocated, it's still the effect comes back later
to the local,
But still, I guess